Hello, everyone. I'm Fel Arias, and welcome to Hell. Today we are looking at Hazbin Hotel, the pilot. Now, I'm doing the pilot as a one off because I also want to cover a lot of other things that the pilot led to. For those of you who don't know, Hazbin Hotel, the pilot, kind of launched a huge indie animation renaissance, if you will, because a lot of people weren't able to tell the stories they wanted to, weren't able to get across the messages and stuff they wanted to through like the big corporations like Disney or Nickelodeon or yada yada. So they have been going to YouTube and little indie studios and stuff like that. And one of the other shows that also helped with this was when The Legend of Vox Machina Kickstarter went live. Needless to say, that blew away everybody as well. So between Hazbin Hotel, Legend of Vox Machina, everything Glitch has been doing over the years, Ruby, just a lot of indie animation studios created by people who loved cartoons, wanting to tell adult stories using animation. Like, and there's such a lack of that now. Like, I keep saying like, my apologies. But back in the late 90s, early 2000s, Western animation like Batman the Animated Series, Gargoyles, Superman the Animated Series, stuff like that actually had overarching storylines and plots that apparently studios were surprised that kids actually followed. It was really surprising. And somewhere along the way, they seem to have lost that. Now and then we'll get another series like that, say The Owl House, which got prematurely canceled, or Steven Universe, which again, it deserved more. Or Amphibia, Gravity Falls. Really, there have been so many outstanding animations that have been smarter than studios give them credit for. And a lot of stuff that they wanted to tell because they needed to pass corporate a lot of stuff ended up happening to be cut, or they didn't get to tell the story exactly how they wanted to, and stuff like that. But now, with the rise of indie animation and stuff, people like Dana Terrace and stuff can go off and find one of these indie companies to work with and say, make Knights of Guinevere. So, throughout the years, a lot of cartoons overall have been dumbing down their content. And it's an insult to children's intelligence, if I'm being honest. But the fact that this takes in a lot of inspiration from those classical cartoons, Disney, and makes it adult at the same time really does strike a nostalgic chord in me, and that might be one of the reasons why I love this so much, other than just the message of there's always hope and people can always try to improve themselves. It's just a very touching message for a show set in hell. So, yeah, I've been supporting it on and off on Patreon since early 2018. I really got into it when the Inside Every Demon is a Rainbow came out, and I'm pretty sure I annoyed the shit out of most of my friends by making every single one of them watch it at least twice. So, needless to say, I've been in the fandom a while, and I've been in a lot of other fandoms too, and I've never seen one like Hazbin Hotel before. And I lived through the Homestuck craze. I lived through Superwholock, and neither of those really compares to the Hazbin Hotel Helluverse fandom. And it's both amazing and terrifying. Because those of you who haven't heard the convention stories, um, I'm a little bit worried about, the Homestuck animated series considering what Homestuck cosplayers like, very, very minor group, a very small group of Homestuck cosplayers were like, back when Homestuck first was a huge thing. So I'm hoping those cosplayers have grown up, and I'm hoping that new cosplayers and stuff don't make the same dumb mistakes as the old ones. Because I do not look forward to convention hotels banning people who are attending the conventions or considering banning them again. Because that was, oh man, that was rough. So, anyways, let's get started with this. This again, I've watched this like 20 times plus by this point probably. Whether as background sound or showing new friends or just watching it for shits and giggles. So this is going to be more of a commentary video. Ah, Spindle Horse.
At the end of the rainbow, there's happiness.
And I enjoy the fact that we get this, we get this old film kind of sound as it's going through this. And if you actually look in this picture of this, we can see Pinchus, we can see Angel Dust, we can see Nifty, we can see who I think might be Striker. I think that also might be Mimsy. Cherry Bomb, definitely Cherry Bomb. ZZ probably in the background. That might be Zestio with the cloak. We've got the guy with the pumpkin head and what may very well be Fizzerolli. And I'm trying to, oh, that's Baxter. I'm pretty sure that's Baxter in the top. So it's just very interesting to go back and watch through this again. Oh man. Now that might not be Striker, it just the outline of the cowboy boots and stuff kind of makes me think it is. And I'm pretty sure again, the guy to the lower left is very likely the guy that has a pumpkin for a head and the hat. But we've got like the grainy old film sort of thing. It's amazing how many freelance artists actually participated in this project to get this pilot out there. Like, we'll go through, the credits and everything. Because if I remember right, even Rubber Ross, like, Ross from the Game Grumps and Rubber Ninja, he actually helped with this, I believe. So, I'll double check when we get to the credits. But yeah, it's oh, just so many signs here of what's to come and, like, the character outlines and everything.
To find it, how often?
And we get the hint of, like, Adam and Loot. I think this is before they finalized Adam's design, and likely before Loot had a name, because if I remember right, they just kept calling her Lieutenant, and then they started shortening it to Loot, and then her name, they decided was just going to be Loot because of that.
I've tried.
And we've got Lucifer here. I love the giant puffy princess dress as well that Charlie's wearing in this image.
But my life.
And I'm not sure what this figure is. That comes up here. 'Cause I don't believe it's Adam, it has a lot of feathers. We might see it later, and it might very well be, Paimon.
Life is a race, just a
Because it's definitely not well, it could also be Lilith, but I don't think so. I think the hands and everything are drawn in a more masculine fashion, and also Lilith is a fuck ton taller than Lucifer. Then again, Lucifer is also drawn very tall in this picture. They shortened him up for the actual series. Our short king.
wild goose chase, and my dreams have all been
And we get this lovely, like, merry-go-round of angels with their spears, their masks. Oh my goodness.
Why have I always been a failure?
And now we get a more realistic depiction of Charlie with in her father's shadow.
What can the reason be? I wonder if
And this is beautiful, showing all the different eyes. It's interesting that only one of the eyes actually has a pupil, like an iris. Like, all the rest of the eyes are just pupils, but am I getting those reversed? No. But only one has, like, an iris outlined. But this kind of makes me think of episode 1 where all the angels are standing holding the earth.
the world's to blame. I wonder if it
And again, we get, like, angels covered in blood with their halos.
could be me. I'm
Fuck you, heaven. Cleanse, cleanse.
always chasing rainbows.
So we've got club. This is what gives us our first look at hell is right here. We've got the giant pentagram in the sky with what I believe is like it might be the sun or the moon of hell, I guess. At least for the pride ring. Resist them, Lilith. So we've got posters. Like, if we look in the background, there is this poster of what looks like Lilith as a, like, we got this kind of pose. And just the stylistic choice, it's very rough. Like, it's very clean lines, but they're not all perpendicular or parallel. A lot of them are very, like, slightly off. Because I doubt they actually have building codes and standards in hell.
Watching
And then we just get a lighthouse in the middle of nowhere. Not sure why. It might just be a watchtower, I guess. We've got punishment, death, skulls, very stylized skulls.
clouds drifting by.
Your days are numbered.
My schemes are
And we even have a very happy, like, smiling face building saying, "Welcome to hell," with one of the few, like, bright blue colors that we've ever seen. So it definitely stands out in this situation.
just like all my dreams ending in
And we get another welcome to hell sign. For those of you who don't know or who didn't know, yeah, this is set in hell. Surprise. Apparently, a lot of people are going into this blind, which is absolutely amazing. The only thing I will say is there is a lot of lore and stuff about the series between Helluva Boss, the Helluverse, and stuff, which can be insanely confusing if you're not a member of the fandom or if you're not told about it, because a lot of it's not actually mentioned explicitly in the shows. They rely heavily on people knowing the lore. But lack of the lore does not mean you can't enjoy the show. So it's not really a necessity, which is why they probably don't cover it, because a lot of the lore and such is very, very deep. And not all of it might even be canon anymore. We don't know.
In the sky.
And that, oh man, spoiler alert, I'm going to be spoiling all of Hazbin Hotel. But I love the throwback that season 1 does at the very end where Charlie uses fireworks to fight the to, to fight the exorcists. It's gorgeous. Beautiful callback to the pilot episode. And then we've got all these interesting character designs. Like, just look at this.
Find the sunshine.
Demon.
I always look and find the rain.
And we've got Carmilla, Zestiel, Zizi, and Lucifer, Pilot Lucifer, if you will. Oh man. It's very interesting thinking that the pilot might be canon and might be set 1 week before season 1, episode 1. So if we remember what happens in that, which something is revealed in episode 3 of Carmilla killed an angel. So very likely Carmilla, after saving her daughters and whatnot, went to Lucifer or to the other overlords to make sure that they were guarded and watched over. But it wouldn't surprise me if this part was no longer canon because Lucifer's changed quite a bit from how we see him represented and talked about in the pilot to what we see in the actual show. Porn studio! Like, even Vox and Velvet have changed so much in comparison. And I think we even have a version of Angel Dust in the background there. Yeah, and we got Angel Dust in drag over on the other side.
Some fellows make a winning.
Just how annoyed Vox is at getting his picture taken for a selfie with Velvet. My theory is Velvet might actually be, well, I mean, it's not really a theory. She's probably the youngest member of the V's. And she likely has been dead the least amount of time, which is why she is so social media heavy. I'm guessing she died either in the mid 2000s to the mid 2010s, just from her social media presence and such. But she's such a influencer that she very quickly ended up getting a following, got souls, and everything else. She probably had the quickest rise to power that most anyone has ever seen. That is my personal theory about Velvet and why she is a member of the V's. It is also just very convenient that her name starts with a V. And also that Vox's bow tie doesn't have a middle part on it anymore in the pilot. And it looks like his undershirt might actually be like an ascot instead. And Valentino, his antenna are actually flipped in the actual series, if I remember right. I'll have to double check. Valentino's design is one of the ones that Sorry about that. My dog was barking. I will say Valentino's designs is one of the designs that has changed the least in comparison to everybody else's. But his design is very, like, pimp standard in a way. But yeah, we've got very interesting images of angel dust and stuff in the background and, like, something to light, blank drink, don't watch this shit if you're not.
sometime.
And of course, as we do with this channel, we read everything we can. Did you get my money, Angie baby? I'm with a John now. I don't get why this needed to happen so soon after the extermination, though, boss. Just do it. No sass. K-Sugar. Yes, Val. So already putting, like, angel dust into perspective of his situation.
I
And then we've got Carmilla's daughters. Why they're in Cannibal Town, I'm not sure. Maybe, like, Carmilla sent them to go to Rosie for protection? But the cannibal designs have also changed quite a bit.
never even make a game.
And, of course, we have our wonderful Rosie. Our gorgeous, gorgeous queen. Like, she's not the queen of hell, but she is basically the queen of Cannibal Town. But she looks very happy that Franklin is no longer around. So it is now only Rosie's Emporium, which she gets a new sign for the season when we meet her in episode 7. We originally meet her in episode 3, though. But we learn who she is in episode 7.
Leave me.
And just like real monsters vibes with the grotesqueness and just body parts and stuff everywhere. Oh yeah, it was probably this guy that was falling out of the sky in the black and white picture, the guy in the back with the cigarette. Why did I think he had a pumpkin head? There might be one that's dressed similar that has an actual pumpkin for a head instead in season 1 in the background. I'll have to make sure. But this could very well be like Husker's old casino in the background, as far as we know.
Always chasing.
Especially with like the hat, and it's a cat. See? It's a cat with the top hat. Very, very likely that is Husker's casino. We got Devil's Diner, and we got this absolutely, like, even compared to a lot of the designs, the cat with the cat vampire man with the cat face on his chest with a crescent moon on it, reminding me of Luna from Sailor Moon. That one just really stands out. And then, oh man, just a lot of these characters are just very intriguing with how they're designed. Also, it's amusing that the Jackpot Hotel is right next to the bank. So, I mean, it's hell.
Waiting to find a little bluebird.
I just wanna make sure, like, we don't miss anything. And we've got, like, expectance, and we've got "You deserve this" there on the clock tower, which looks a lot more menacing in the pilot, but in the actual series, in a way, it is even more terrifying because of how much it stands out. It is very much a claim of heaven in hell, in a way. But again, we've got more Lilith media about resist, Lilith in concert, sin means death. Oh man. I am wondering how much of these creatures, these ones specifically, are like hellborn animals versus sinners. For those of you who don't know, I'll run through the quick little gab about the differences. Hellborn are beings that are born in hell and generally do not have souls. They include like imps, hellhounds, Baphomets, succubi, incubi. Trying to remember the other ones. There's Leviathan, fish creatures. Okay. The imps are in Pride and Wrath. The Baphomets are in Sloth. The fish creatures are in Envy. Loan sharks. I believe most loan sharks are hellborn. They might not be, but considering how many of them are in Greed, and sinners cannot go to any other rings but Pride. Sinners are kind of locked in Pride. So it's kind of like their prison because my theory that they're locked in Pride is because Lucifer is the sin of pride. Thus, his sin is kept where he has to look at it the most. So it's in his ring. That's one of my theories as to why sinners cannot go anywhere but Pride. There might also be the fact that Lucifer doesn't want sinners wrecking the rest of hell. Because the rest of hell kind of has its own, like, power structure and everything, and they kind of just don't give a shit about sinners. But we got Lucifer in charge of Pride. We got Asmodeus in charge of Lust, where the incubi and succubi are. We've got Satan in charge of Wrath. Yes, Satan and Lucifer are two different people. And Wrath is also imps. We got Leviathan, who is in charge of Envy. And Belphegor is... Envy has the fish demons. The infestor demons, I believe some of them are called. And then we get a Belphegor who is in charge of Sloth, which is where the Baphomets are. They're the goat or similar creatures that have little candles on the tops of their heads. We've got Beelzebub, who is in charge of the Hellhounds, who is Gluttony. Okay, so who haven't we listed? We listed Satan and... Oh, Mammon. Mammon is in charge of Greed. We got Lucifer, Mammon, Beelzebub, Belphegor, Leviathan, Lucifer, Asmodeus. So I think that's everybody. So yeah, each ring overall has its own population. Even though imps are also prevalent in Pride, I think the overall population in Pride is probably sinners. And imps, on average, usually live in Pride, Greed, or Wrath. Not sure how many live in Greed, but it seems like it's a bit higher than most of the other rings. So, yeah. Again, like, there's so much lore that's not actually covered in the shows. I will quickly go over the power structure since I'm already here at discussing lore that isn't in the shows. So, at the very top, this is the hell-specific power structure. We got Lucifer, then we got Lilith, then we got Charlie. So, King of Hell, Queen of Hell, Princess of Hell. Then we have the 7 deadly sins. After the sins, we have the Ars Goetia, who in the actual mythology of religion and stuff, the Ars Goetia are oftentimes the angels that sided with Lucifer in the rebellion. So they are angels that fell with Lucifer. I'm not sure if that's where they're going with the Helliverse, but it is interesting. So they are the most powerful after the 7 deadly sins. And then after the Ars Goetia, we actually have the Overlords. Now, one of the things that sets sinners apart from Hellborn is the fact that sinners have souls. And sinners, the more souls they gather, generally the more powerful they become and the more powers they can use. So overlords are sinners that have gathered enough souls, like sovereign overlords, have gathered enough souls to basically control districts in the pentagram of Pride. Now, Pride, if I remember right, has 9 circles. There are 9 levels of hell, and there are 9 circles in Pride. And Pentagram City is where most of Hazbin Hotel takes place. It is one of the circles in Pride. So sinners, again, they can gather souls and get more powerful. If they get powerful enough, they become sovereign overlords, and they are much more powerful than regular everyday sinners. So you've got overlords, you've got sinners, then usually you have like sinners who have sold their souls. I guess I'll include those with regular sinners. Depending on what they've sold their soul for, they can actually be pretty powerful. But after those ones, then we have the general Hellborn. Like we've got the loan sharks, the infestor demons, the succubi, incubi, the Baphomets. And then at the very bottom, we have hellhounds and imps. So in the power structure of hell, hellhounds and imps are on the very bottom. They are not highly regarded. In fact, a lot of hellborn adoption agencies are treated like pounds. Like animal control. Not nice like the Humane Society sort of thing, but no, like a dingy, one of the worst places you could imagine, jail for dogs. So that's where that stands. So again, Hellborn, usually creatures without souls that are born in hell or possibly fallen angels that aren't Lucifer or the 7 deadly sins, which we don't fully know exactly what the 7 deadly sins are. Whether they're fallen angels, corrupted virtues, pieces of Lucifer that he separated from himself. We honestly don't know. Because we don't entirely know where it's going to take things. Then we have the sinners who have souls and are stuck in pride and can gain power, lose power, and unlike Hellborn, sinners can't die from regular means. Sinners have to be killed with angelic steel to stay dead. Kind of part of the eternal torment sort of thing. If a sinner gets hurt or maimed or killed without angelic steel, usually they will reform after a while. Again, part of eternal suffering, torment, and all that. They're kind of stuck here unless they go out during extermination day and is like, kill me. Which some sinners might do. Who knows? I certainly wouldn't put it past some, depending on their circumstances. But we also don't currently know what happens after a soul is destroyed in hell. Like, we know what happens when one is destroyed in hell but is redeemable. We see that at the end of season 1. But we don't know what happens to the souls that are destroyed that aren't redeemed. So I'm very, very looking forward to seeing what happens there.
I'm alive!
And this guy just falling into hell for the first time, like, unsure what's going on, thinking that he's not actually dead, surprised that he still has consciousness and everything,
I'm alive!
to immediately get hit by a car. Like, that is one of the most perfect ways to set up how awful hell is.
Thanks for the fun time, hot stuff.
And here we have Angel Dust, which in the pilot, he is voiced by Michael Kovac, who, if those of you who've watched my Murder Drones reaction in episode 1, you probably heard me be like, "Is that Michael Kovac?" when N was speaking. Um, I recognize his voice a lot because he's been in a lot of indie animations that I've watched. He's also the voice of Jax from The Amazing Digital Circus, he's the voice of Rocky in Lackadaisy, and he's the voice of Diligence in, Gaslight District. Not sure who he is going to be in Knights of Guinevere. He's probably just going to be a minor character considering all of the main cast, I believe, have been announced, but it would be very, very strange if he wasn't somewhere in it. Um But I believe he's also been in a lot of other indie cartoons and everything that I haven't watched yet. It's just interesting to see how close-knit, some of these indie creators are. Like, they know who they can go to and be like, "Hey, can you do this?" Or they've got a folder of people where they're like, "Hmm, who would fit this best? Oh, let's contact this person." Sadly, sometimes that's how it goes, because it's easier to do that than, say, hold auditions and such. Honestly, I don't know fully how it works, I'm just guessing, like, they likely still have to do auditions for the characters, but I imagine it's a lot of I imagine it's a different process than most animation in a way. But yeah, we get our initial design of Angel Dust here. Angel Dust's design is one of the ones that hasn't changed too much. His gloves are now different colors and they go up to his shoulders instead of just going up his forearms. His hair has changed a little bit, same with his eye. Not sure if he still has the makeup. I need to. If he does, it's a lot more subtle. But generally, his design hasn't changed all that much.
Yeah, listen. Keep this discreet, you hear me?
And I will say, this the pilot is a lot more sharp and has a lot more lines in it than season 1. Now, what I'm referring to is, like, we see Angel's teeth right here. We would probably have about 5 to 6 less lines accenting the teeth in season 1 than we have right here. We can still see, like, what I'm guessing is Husker's casino in the background. Um, but yeah, it's just interesting to see the modification of the style as the years improved to make it simpler and quicker to draw. Lots of people really loved this one, the pilot, and the way the pilot was animated, and I honestly don't blame them. It's a lot of it is because a lot of people, a lot of different people were working on this. So it's not really a surprise. They needed this to be really amazing in order to get a deal with an actual studio. So very likely they did make stuff more fluid, possibly more frames. They made possibly even more details in a way. But we'll get more into that when we get to the season 1. We'll look over it and the animation choices. But I do enjoy the detail of, yes, this is the passenger side window. We're doing kind of an almost fisheye kind of look here. Instead of just doing a straight out the window at angel dust.
Can't let it get out I'm offering my services to randos on the street. It was a quick cash grab.
Binko's sex toys. The Red Room cocktails. And we got
it?
Travis here. I'm pretty sure that's his name. He is one of Valentino's directors. Surprise there.
Whatever you say, slut.
Ouch! Ooh.
Just that face. Oh, look how cute he is. He really gives no shits.
Such an insult. Let me know when you come up with something creative to...
Wait, there's a dentist in hell? I think this is the first time I've seen that. Oh my god, there's an actual dentist in hell. Do they get cavities? Wouldn't they just reform? It would be very dangerous for a Hellborn to go here for dentistry. Like, I imagine most dentists and doctors are in the sloth ring.
Let me know when you come up with something creative to call me, you sack of poorly packaged horse shit.
And then we've got, like, other businesses in the background. Again, like, these are little details that don't necessarily need to be there, especially not for a pilot or a proof of concept. So we got, like, Hellish Delight
Tell the
and
missus I
something
said
gas.
Schnuck'em.
Back up. Put foam on my
But the thing is one thing Spindle Horse does, and also Glitch Studios, and again, many indie animation studios do this, is they put so much in the background, so much detail, so many little things that you have to watch these things more than once to just take in everything. Like, just a few... Like, something for the casino. Yeah. We got an upside down cross, of course, because it's hell. And we've got Coke, likely means actual cocaine. Bojack, a reference to Bojack Horseman. McWheaties, 420, Squip. Hero Inns. Crunchy Crocodile. And Angel Dust.
Yoink!
Hey!
Up yours, drag show!
One of my favorite signs has got to be this one, though. We couldn't think of a pun for our shop, but we sell hard drugs. And over to the other side, we got Beg Slut.
Oh my god! My drugs!
Oh man, another thing I want to highlight about the pilot and the designs. They are a lot more curved, and they have a lot less, like, standard width, like the appendages and stuff, than they do in season 1.
My god! My drugs! Damn it!
And they did also get rid of all of the numbers on the eggs for season 1. And I paused it like one of the most perfect times because look how fucking deranged Serpentious looks. And we got 2 little egg boys making out down there at the bottom. I wonder if that was actually part of the scene or if the animator was like, you know what, I'm gonna have something fun with this. Also the idea that Serpentious has stairs. instead of a ramp. Then again, the other side's probably for Serpentious, and the stairs are likely for the egg boys, I'm guessing.
Those other cowardly sinners dare not hinder my territorial takeover. A wise decision. The power of my machines are unmatched. No other demon can compare to the likes of I.
Gee, that was pretty.
And again, Serpentious's design has not changed a lot. It has become more refined in a way, and there are a lot more sharp angles in his design. There are also less eyes on his tail. Again, less to draw, quicker to animate. There's a lot of difference between what you can do with like an indie animation and what you want to do if you want to get a series out as quick as possible. There's this wonderful little image, like little video from Invincible where he goes and gets an autograph at a comic convention, and they talk about a lot of ways that they save time in animation and how they save budget. Some of it is like above shots with nobody moving, but it's so wide that nobody notices nobody's moving. Then you've got instances where mouths are being covered so they don't have to animate the mouths. And then they've got other still frames that are more highly detailed because they're not moving while someone else is talking or something like that. Where this one, it really feels like each different animator wanted to animate as much as possible. So we get a lot of extra motion and frames and stuff that normally would be cut or simplified in most produced animation. Like most, I don't want to say like corporate animation, but most larger studio animations. Even Helluva Boss does some of these things in early episodes, but I would still say that Helluva Boss has higher animation quality than quite a few like majorly like big corporation produced cartoons like from Disney or Cartoon Network and places like that. Especially with how much more detailed and complex the art is. Because there's also the fact that you can easily tell if something's going to move or not based on how detailed it is. Most of the time, they're not going to put a lot of detail into something they need to move a lot. There are always exceptions, though, and a lot of times indie animation and pilots like this one make those exceptions.
Swell, boss. Yeah, you really showed them what for. I liked when you shot them with your radar.
And I also really enjoy this in a lot of different animation. We will also get different highlights of lines instead of everything being highlighted with black. Sometimes we will just get a darker color. Like, very likely, it looks like the black of Serpentious's tail is not actually black, but a really dark gray with possibly a little bit of green and yellow in it. And it's actually what is used to line the rest of Serpentious. It's not a harsh black line like we see with the Egg Boy's arms and inside the yellow of the Egg Boy's masks. And another great thing about using such a bright color against such a dark color is it makes both stand out a lot. So it's really nice. And I do also enjoy like the little hot pink details we get up inside the console that Pentious is at. Very, very cute. And we got egg number 666. What is that top hat in the background though?
I wish he'd shoot
Oh, it's
me with
probably
his
one of the
gun.
it's one of the Egg Boys'
At this
hats they
rate,
were
I
tossing
will
up.
seize control of the entire west side of the pentagram by day's end.
My question, one of the things I wonder about is how do they determine west, east, south, and north? I'm not sure if they actually have, like, an equator and stuff, 'cause it doesn't seem like hell is a part of Earth. It seems like it's an alternate dimensional sort of place. Same with heaven. These are, like, alternate forms of reality where souls can migrate to. Ugh, changing seasons, my allergies are crazy right now.
And nothing, not a single beast in this inferno of suffering will be able to take back this empire from my constrictive grasp.
Like, see, we can even see, like, if I go through this, it's animated on twos, which is really good for, like, indie animation, because a lot of times, stuff will animate on threes, but that's why I'm highlighting this, like, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Sometimes it holds for a little bit longer, but if you ever hear the term, like, animated on twos or animated on threes, usually animation is animated with 24 frames per second. Instead of 30, it's usually 24. And usually a frame change will happen every single, like, 2 frames or every 3 frames. So you're either getting about 12 frames per second or 8 frames per second, depending on what you need and how quickly the movement needs to happen, or how smoothly you want the movement to happen. So in this case, we're doing everything on twos, which is really good. Now, doing everything on ones would be absolutely insane, but there are cases where it is done to show fluidity and emphasis on specific stuff. Not sure if it's done in Hazbin Hotel at all, but I do know there are some animes that specifically call it out because a lot of anime is done on threes. But there are instances where someone's like, "Oh, we could just animate this faster and stuff," for like some I can't remember the anime, but there's one where this girl flings her arm out and it's done on ones, and it is insanely smooth. And it's gorgeous, but again, that would take for fucking ever, which is why it's not really done. A lot of this is also based on the fact that there's a certain amount of leeway that animators have with perception. There's only so much the human eye can capture in a short period. So as long as we transition quick enough, but don't go too far, our eyes will normally fill in the rest just automatically. And that's really fucking neat in my opinion. It's one of the reasons why animation works so well. And it's one of the reasons why I don't know how many of you have done this, but if you get two pieces of Post-it notes and a pencil, draw a bird on one side and a cage on the other, put them on the end of the pencil, like facing not facing each other, but both facing out, put them on the pencil, and then move the pencil back and forth in your hand like this, and it'll look like the bird's in the cage. The reason that is because of the time it takes for our eyes to process the information. So we see it as both images are happening at the same time because of how quickly the two images are transitioning between each other. Because we kind of have like an after image in our minds. It's just really fascinating to me, which also makes like the after image moves in like Dragon Ball Z or the after image of the Flash, or it's just really neat.
My constrictive grasp.
Oh, boy!
Hell will be mine, and everybody will know the name of Sir Lord. Pardon?
Like, there's one where, we don't get a lot of frames or movement because someone else is talking, so, like, we get basically an entire second of nothing moving. So that's saving 8 frames right there, roughly. Just in him pausing to listen to Cherry Bomb. And I don't know exactly how much time just leaving this image sit for 1 second saved, but again, that is time that can be spent on putting details into something more interesting. So, again, one of the ways that animation does its thing. The way these professionals handle stuff, it's really cool.
Pardon? Who said that? What did you just say to me, you fried chicken fetuses? Speak up!
That wasn't us, Mr. Boss Man.
And like this scene where unlike a lot of the other scenes where we've seen all of Serpentius's like frill and his entire head move and stuff when he's speaking, and the wide expressions he makes with his eyes and his mouth, for a few frames here, we only get this one egg boy's mouth moving and like their eyes. For like an entire second, it's only these places. So again, time-saving ways that animation does stuff. And it's very common for us not to really notice that they're not moving because it's only been a second, and people stay still longer than you really expect them to. I know I do a lot of gestures and stuff when I'm talking. It's just kind of I like to be doing things. It might be like ADHD or something. I don't know. Might be. Um but not everybody has the need to be as emotive as other people. So it doesn't really strike anybody as surprising that the characters are staying still for so long. Because again, it's not actually all that long. It it is enough time though that it would save possibly hours of animation work by not having to animate everything and only focusing on the mouth. At least that's my guess. Again, I am not a professional. I do not animate for a profession or anything. These are just things I have picked up and I have learned through a lot of study, a lot of personal study, and knowing some people who've gone to school for animation, reading about how animation is done, and watching a lot of videos about animation and stuff. So I just really love animation. Oh, it's one of the best mediums of art, in my opinion.
You look at
Now, if I remember right, like, yeah, this one is animated on 4s or possibly longer, which is why it looks a bit different than the rest of the animation. Because if we compare it to something a little bit earlier, you can see where it kind of does stutter a bit. A lot of that is because it is not being animated at the same speed as everything else. Again, likely this saved a lot of time and it's not incredibly noticeable. I only noticed it because again, I've watched this episode probably about 20 plus times. So, not everybody is me. But if this part did stick out to you, I just wanted to say this is probably why. It's because it is animated at a different frame rate than I believe the rest of the show, as well as I think the smoke is also animated on a different. Yeah, the smoke is still animated on 2s, which really makes the stuttering stand out.
you looking for a fight, old man?
Then we got Cherry
Get that
Bomb.
Tinker Toy bullshit off my turf before I smash it! More.
Oh, you want to go, Missy? Well, I'm happy to oblige.
And again, that's another trick that animators can use. Instead of like animating them coming in, they probably used an automated like keyframe where they had these drawings off the screen and set a keyframe there, and then had another keyframe at this point where they would stop, which is why they're in the foreground. Again, you can set up keyframes and multi-layers of frames throughout a variety of different animating software.
Good afternoon, I'm Katie.
And again, we read everything on this channel. 666 News. Breaking news. A large-scale turf war is underway in Pentagram City between Sir Pinchus and Cherry Bomb. The surrounding areas are covered in debris, so please avoid downtown on your commute today. Traffic is hella backed up. Get it? Hell? But with an A at the end. That's a word younger people seem to enjoy using. I don't really like it though. I do like the fact that the timing, for those of you who get the reference to what Pinchus is showing as here, it's a reference to an old Snickers commercial, if I remember right. Like a callback to you're not really yourself without a Snickers. Was it Steve Buscemi that's in that commercial? I'll have to look it up. I'll see about putting like an image for the reference here. But in it he's like, "Hello fellow kids." So having that with that's something younger people seem to enjoy using. I don't know if that was an on-purpose reference like for both of that, but yeah. I wrote it because it seemed like the natural kind of pun to make for this situation, but now that it is now that I see it in text, I feel like it was a mistake. A mistake I can't take back. Like cheating on my wife. I'm so sorry, Martha. I should have done it. I shouldn't have done it. But you did gain a lot of weight after the baby, and I really needed some space, you know? You know what? No, that was a good call. I banged the cleaning lady, and that was a pretty nice time. Even though she laughed at me when I told her I couldn't get off unless she licked my foot first. I don't see how that's a weird request. Maybe if I'd just gotten a hooker, she would have been more agreeable. The point is, my wife was a fucking bitch. One time we went to the zoo and I got really mad because I thought the orangutan was making fun of me. He kept doing that stupid duck lip face. The one where their lips get all puckered and then it started screaming, and that really pissed me off. My wife told me it was just a monkey and to calm. Okay, now let's actually watch this.
Good
afternoon. I'm Katie Killjoy.
And I'm Tom Trench. Chaos out of Pentagram City today as a turf war is raging on the west side between notable kingpins Serpentius and self-proclaimed spunky powerhouse Cherry Bomb.
That's right, Tom. After the recent extermination, many areas are now up for grabs. Demons all over hell are already duking it out to gain new.
We got a pot shop in the background that just has, like, weed growing out of it, giant weed. And Boss's #1 fan. This is probably the little egg boy that wants to be shot with the ray gun.
New territory.
Those two seem to really be going at it, huh?
Looks like they're fighting tooth and nail for that hotspot.
And I'd sure like to nail her hot spot.
You are a lip
You are a
dick
dick
jackass,
Tom.
Or should I say, no dick. Coming up next, we have an exclusive interview with the daughter of Hell's own head honcho, who's here to discuss her brand new passion project. All that and more after the break. Suck it up, you little bitch.
I'm wondering, like, is her coffee cup magic? Because she did reach in and pull a tooth and nail out of it and ate them. And then she dumped apparently boiling hot coffee all over Tom Trench's crotch. I don't know.
Okay, you remember what to say?
Yes, let's do this.
Just look at me and I'll mouth it to you.
Come on, Vaggie. I know what to say. I just feel like we need.
We got the smoking is A-OK in the background sign. But we can also see a lot of, like, when we get to episode 1, I'll probably highlight the changes more. But both Charlie and Vaggie's designs have also refined and become more streamlined, as well as less curvy. They've become a little bit more angular, where the joints are a bit more visible. The feet are still usually pretty small, and a lot of it, I think, is to make them easier to draw, like, fan art of and stuff. And Charlie's eyes have changed. She now has little heart eyelashes, if that makes sense. Instead of, like, having 3 or, like, the extra. She might still have the extra bottom lid, now that I think about it. But she has a more together hairstyle, which, again, easier to animate, makes animation quicker, means they can get it out sooner. All that fun stuff.
To, I don't know, make things sound more.
And here's something that I want to highlight. Okay, so see how detailed it is right now? Not only does the color change, but the details change immediately when she picks it up. It already has, like, less spots on it. The colors are a bit more vibrant. Instead of having the dark purplish pink gray as an outline, now to match her animation style, it now has black as the lines. So for those of you who were wondering why this stands out so much, that's why.
Things sound more exciting. Oh,
What if I sing a song about it?
you knew I was gonna say that.
Because I know you, but please don't sing. This is serious.
Well, you know, I'm better at expressing myself and my goals through song.
Sorry about that. Had to take a moment. Again, allergies are crazy right now this time of year. But we also get our first look at Razzle and Dazzle, whose names we don't know until episode 5 of season 1.
But
And their designs really haven't changed all that much. Because one has always been a little more pink than red than the other one. And just Charlie being cute as hell.
but life isn't a musical, hun.
Fine, but I have these other ideas of what to say.
The highlighted bits are the best parts.
It's all highlighted. Is this a drawing?
Yes, that's the happy ending, see?
Looks like my dog just got into a losing battle with my roommate's cat over eating his cat food. So I had to go and check on him for a bit. He's fine. Both the animals are fine. My dog is a bigger dog. He's like 63 pounds, and the cat is about 15 pounds, I think. But my dog is also incredibly timid. So he definitely lost the fight. He ran away. He again, both animals are perfectly okay. They're just grumpy with each other because my dog ate the cat's food. They're learning to cohabitate still. They tolerate each other. Um, but yeah, the entire paper is bright yellow. Well, not bright yellow, but it's yellow compared to if we see the back of it, I believe it's about the same color. But we've got a beautiful rainbow here with pastel colors. We got the demons in heaven and hearts with little tails, unicorn kisses, dolphin high fives, sing show tunes equals happy ending. Again, Charlie is just a Disney princess in hell.
The ending, see? Everyone's smiling and happy in heaven.
I don't think it's
And a lesbian, so I guess she wouldn't actually end up being a Disney princess if she wasn't in hell. Because if I remember right, I'm not wearing my shirt right now, but I'm pretty sure Charlie's bi and Baggy's a lesbian, so
that simple. Just please follow the talking points we went over.
and it's really interesting, like, to go along with, again, using like, they're not using black for a lot of the lines still, which is why we can definitely see their eyes standing out in comparison to everything else, because everything else is a slightly off gray, that has a little tinge of, either the hair color or the suit color in it. Like, even the lines on Charlie's suit do not match the line color on Vaggy's outfit, and the lines in Charlie's hair don't match the lines in Vaggy's hair. This again helps kind of mute the background and helps us focus on their eyes, in a way. At least that's my personal opinion.
And do not sing.
Okay, fine. I'll just have to resort to my impeccable improv skills. Hi, I'm Charlie.
Katie Killjoy. I'd say it's a pleasure to meet you, but that would be a lie. You can put that away. I don't touch the gays.
At least not when they want to shake her hand or anything.
I have standards.
Yeah, how's that working out for you?
Look, my time is money, so I'll keep this short. You're not here because
Yep, but yeah, immediately when Katie wants to make a point, she goes against the entire I don't touch the gays shit.
we wanted you here. You're here because Jeffrey couldn't make it.
And oh my god. Quite a few people seem to miss this reference. I'm not sure if this came out before or after the Netflix show. But Jeffrey Dahmer. A Jeffrey Dahmer joke. It's Dom good cooking show. Guaranteed cannibalicious. Who approved this show? Yes, I agree with that note. Who approves this show? Who?
For his cannibal cooking segment. You might be some royal big shot,
Murder,
but
sex,
that doesn't mean
slither.
shit to me. I'm too rich and too influential to give a flying fuck about what some tux-wearing demon princess wants to advertise.
But I
And I will say they also use a lot more sound effects in the pilot. So we get all these cracking and crinkies and other sounds. But yeah, Katie Killjoy's a pure delight in the worst way. She's a delightfully awful person, if that makes sense. Like the type of person where I'm glad she's fictional, but terrified of the fact that there are people like her in real life.
Don't get cute with me, honey, or I will fucking bury you.
And we're live.
Welcome back. So, Charlotte.
It's Charlie.
Whatever. Tell us about this new passion project you've been insistently pestering our news station about.
Well,
And then we got lots of designs and stuff in here that we're gonna look at. Because I believe this is the teleprompter guy is the only other character with a TV screen I believe we've seen other than Vox. No idea who this is. It might be like an old design of Vox or something. Who knows? But we also get, oh, where is he? Okay, we don't get him yet.
as most of you know, I was born here in Hell, and growing up, I always tried to see the good in everything around me. Hell is my home, and you are my people. We just went through another extermination. We lost so many souls, and it breaks my heart to see my people being slaughtered every year. No one is even given a chance. I can't stand idly by while the place I live is subject.
Just those sound effects, like the beeping car and the creaking and everything. Again, putting a lot of extra stuff in here that they might not necessarily need for a full production, but it's stuff that does draw attention and keeps attention for something that is supposed to do that. Like as a proof of concept, as a pilot.
To such violence. So, I've been thinking, isn't there a more humane way to hinder overpopulation here in Hell?
Oh, hey, it's Rocky from episode 4. And this we have, I'm pretty sure, is one of the initial designs for Blitzo, aka Blitz, because the O is silent. It's definitely unique compared to his new design. His new design, again, much more refined. He's no longer a background character, he's a main character. And I mean, unique enough that you could consider these two separate people. But he still has the symbol on his forehead, he still has the burn mark on one side of his face, and he has the skull brooch.
Perhaps we can create an alternative way to change souls.
And he's still a pervert.
Redemption?
If
Well,
you
I
didn't
think
notice
yes.
him looking
So
at
that's
Charlie's
what this
ass.
project aims to achieve. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm opening the first of its kind. A hotel that rehabilitates sinners.
Oh, we got a geek squatch. Oh man, like Geek Squad, but it's Sasquatch.
You know, 'cause
Oh, I believe this character right here with the black ears and the red tips of her hair and the white hair is actually going to possibly be a character in either season 2 or season 3. She has a Helloverse wiki page already, and I forget what her name is. But it definitely fits the exact style of the character I'm thinking of. And we've got an overlord, I believe, with the flame head and the antlers over there.
hotels are for people passing through temporarily.
And we see a guy that we get ZZ here, and we see another guy that we saw a bit earlier in the episode.
She thinks, you hear what she thinks? Oh, she's nuts.
I figure it would serve a purpose. A place to work towards redemption. Yay!
Yep, that is her. That is in fact her. I actually don't think that's the Overlord I'm thinking of, but he has a very similar design to the Overlord I'm thinking of. We got Club, I think that's Club Kaiju. Lust TV's bar or something. Probably just bar. But we get my absolute favorite character show up here, Alastor.
Stupid bitch.
Damn right, Vaggie, stand up for your girlfriend. I would never want to say anything negative about Charlie because, one, I wouldn't be able to say really too many negative things about Charlie. Like, she's way too positive and naive, but, like, those aren't really negative things. Those are kind of like, it's great she's so positive and naive. It's just unrealistic. Not really negative. But the other reason I wouldn't say anything like that is because I am terrified of Vaggie. Now, I'm a short person, and I believe Vaggie is even shorter than I am. And yeah, she would kick my ass.
Look, every single one of you has something good deep down inside. I know you do. Maybe I'm not getting through to you.
Oh no.
Ooh, yes, yes, yes. We get more of these two being absolute little menaces. We got Absinthe in the background. We've got Poison Punch.
Oh no.
And they're immediately ready for whatever the princess needs. So they bring a piano and put it right on the desk for the news station. We got Katie Killjoy and Tom Trench like, what the fuck is going on? And we've got Alastor like, oh, I am very intrigued. And we got these Fox twins. I'm not sure who they are, but they are amazing. Beware the radio demon, not fuck with him and everything. Like, Alastor already has like publicity and stuff going on in the background. For a good time, call 666-313-849.
I have a dream. I'm here to tell about a wonderful, fantastic new hotel. Yes, it's one of a kind. Right.
You know, I'm wondering if the music sheet actually spells anything with those notes. Probably not. It looks like they're all the same. Almost all the exact same note.
Yes, it's one of a kind. Right here in hell. Catering to a specific clientele.
That's the only time we hear them make any noise. Other than growling. Oh, hey, look. This, I believe, is one of Luna's initial designs. From, Helluva Boss.
Center is a shiny smile. Inside of every creepy hatchet-wielding maniac is a jolly, happy, cupcake-loving child. We can turn around. They'll be heaven bound with just a little time down at the Happy Hotel.
And yes, that is not incorrect. Originally, Charlie's plan started out as calling it the Happy Hotel, not the Hazbin Hotel.
So all you junkies, freaks, and weirdos.
Oh, man. So yeah, we've got just catching, like, peeping toms. We got a couch on a couch. Oh, just, like, the details. All of these really quick scenes. You really do, again, have to either pause it as you're going through or watch it multiple times to catch everything. Like, my opinions. Fuck. And just this character's design is so cool. Just rawr. Pissed. Diagnosis evil. Prescription love plus fun. Dr. Chally. Not even Charlie, it's Dr. Chally. I'm not sure, but this is probably a reference to, like, Lilo and Stitch. And yeah, we get Charlie showing a little bit of her demon form here. I want a puppy dog like that. It looks so cute.
Candy dreams and puffy wuffy clothes. You're gonna be like, wow, once you check in with me. So while you're talking corner,
My waifu. And we got a shot of Zestiel here. Oh, wait, is that Jack? Yeah, I think that's Jack from, possibly, from one of Vivzi's others. Hey, and we get Mimsy here. First time we see Mimsy. Her design also hasn't changed all that much. Wow. That was shit. I will say for years and years, me and my friends quoted this episode, and honestly, we still quote it. Especially the, "You fucking would, Tom." Which is coming up.
What in the 9 circles makes you think a single denizen of hell would give 2 shits about becoming a better person? You have no proof that this little experiment even works. You want people to be good just because?
Well, we have a patron already who believes in our cause, and he's shown incredible progress.
Oh,
Sure he has.
And who might that be?
Oh, just someone named Angel Dust.
The porn star?
You fucking would, Tom. In any case, that's not even an accomplishment. I'm sure you can get that hooker to do anything with enough booger sugar and lube.
Oh, I beg to differ. He's been behaved, clean, and out of trouble for 2 weeks now.
Breaking news!
We are receiving word that a new player has entered the ongoing turf war. Let's go to the live feed.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit, indeed. It looks like the one who just joined the battle is none other than porn actor Angel Dust. What a juicy coincidence. You must feel really stupid right now. Ratings!
Don't look at this.
Well, it sure looks like your
Gotta love the green screens and stuff.
little project is dead on arrival. Tell us, how does it feel to be such a total failure?
Yeah, well, how does it feel that I got your pen, huh? Bitch!
And that's like the first time we see Charlie actually stand up for herself in a way. Oh, it's so great.
Oops.
Hey, thanks for the backup, Angie.
You kidding? This is the best action I've seen in ages.
Where you been anyway? I thought you up and died or some shit.
Oh, I wish. I've been staying at this crappy hotel on the other side of town. Some broads are letting me stay rent-free if I play nice. You know, no fights, no pranks, no problematic
language. Their words, not mine.
These crazy bitches are no fun. Been clean for 2 weeks.
Holy shit.
Can you imagine how
sorta
bad
clean.
this smells
Just clean as you can
with the
get.
eggs
Shitload of
everywhere?
Olympian marching
Then
powder.
again, it's hell, so it probably already smells like sulfur.
Oh, harder, Daddy. Son?
Son.
You whores have no class. In war, the side remembered is the side with the most style.
Or the side that ain't dead.
Speaking of style, is your hat
Uppers,
like
downers,
alive or
meth.
something? Oh, well, that's none of your goddamn business. Now is it? Would that make your hat the top and you the bottom?
Oh, upper market. Now again, this plays in a lot. Again, a lot of these indie studios and stuff have been putting in little hints and stuff in the background. Like, we now have this arrow pointing to Pinchas that just says loser on it. And if you watch my epic stuff, rule of threes and everything, I believe the third thing we see is in season 1 at the end of something pointing to Sir Pinchas and saying something.
I'm going to blow you to bits.
And can we just appreciate, like, the super simplified images of them in the background? They just look so fucking cute.
Kinky.
Kinky.
A word like that.
And here we get our second image. Pussy.
Pervert!
Sexy.
Not so cocky now, are we? You know, you really gotta watch what comes out of your mouth. I've been making these sex jokes the whole time, and it's obvious you ain't catching on.
And the thing is Hazbin Hotel, Helluva Boss, etc., they work like cartoons work. So characters have their own special weapons and stuff that they can just generate. Husker has his cards and his dice. Angel has Tommy guns. Not sure what Pinterest has, but Cherry Bomb has her explosions and her explosives and cherry bombs. Charlie has a trident she can summon. I think the shield is also something she can summon. Vaggie has her spear. Yeah, I think Nifty can just summon needles out of nowhere, like giant sewing needles.
It's just sad.
So think you're gonna get in a lot of trouble for this?
What's one little brawl gonna cause?
One little brawl, and then again, the cut between what they're talking about and then cutting back to a little brawl. And yeah, Charlie's kicking her ass. She's the Princess of Hell. Who the fuck would actually want to fight the Princess of Hell? Oh, some snooty reporter who thinks she's tough shit. I'm honestly surprised that Katie Killjoy is alive, but then again, I'm not, because Charlie is such a sweetheart. She'd probably just, be like, okay, I'm done, fuck you, and then leave. And a lot of people miss it, but yeah, Tom Trench just screaming, why won't anyone help me? As he's just, when did he get lit on fire? I bet Katie did it. I bet Katie Killjoy did it.
Glad you haven't changed. You know you're my favorite guy to party with.
You know it, sugar tits.
You ready to finish this?
Born ready, babe.
Ooh, I wonder. I am wondering, because that was really smooth. Okay, some of these are on 1 frame per second, but most of them are still on 2s. But these ones right here, that's why this motion is so smooth. That is 1 frame per second at this part, which is why it is so smooth. All the rest of these are, again, 2 frames per second, and then we get here, and it's 1 frame per second. Isn't that neat?
Finish this?
Born ready, baby.
And then everything cuts out, and we transition to a new scene. Evil donuts. Oh man, do they have worms in them? From the giant donut on the top, it looks like they might have worms in them.
What?
What? What? What were you doing?
I owed my girl buddy a solid. Isn't that a redeeming quality? Helping friends with stuff?
Not with turf wars that result in territorial genocide.
You win some, you lose a few hundred. It wasn't that bad anyway. Oh, come on, I had to. My credibility was on the line. I mean, what kind of reputation would I have if people found out I was trying to go clean? It just throws out my entire persona.
Your credibility? What about the hotels? Your little stunt?
And her bow looking like horns as she gets angrier. So good.
Made us look like a fucking joke.
No, babe. Jokes are funny. I made you look, sad and pathetic. Like an orphan with no arms or legs. With progeria.
And again, this is highlighting the fact that instead of animating like the mouth movements and stuff, which would be a lot more complicated, they're just animating Charlie's facial expressions, which they can hold for a lot more frames without the audience wondering what's going on as much. So again, saves animation time, saves money, and lets us get more details and stuff into like the backgrounds or the action scenes and stuff like that. So this sort of stuff actually does save a lot of time and for animators.
Thanks. Oh, with progeria! Great! Now
Again, it might only be a few frames, but those few frames could be who knows how much time of work.
I'm bummed thinking about it. This thing have any liquor?
Can you please just try to take this
Just a
seriously?
squeak as she falls
I'll
over.
try. Just don't get your taco in a twist, baby.
Was that you trying to be sexist or racist?
Whatever pisses you off more. Is there seriously no liquor in here?
I'm gonna kill him.
Too late, Toots. Wait! Would that make me double dead? Where exactly do I go? To double hell?
I think Angel's been around long enough. He should also know that sinners, if they're hurt and stuff, they will regenerate after a while. I'm not sure what's going on with this part, other than he does realize that maybe if angels kill them, or maybe Vaggie has a way to kill him that will actually destroy him.
Sorry, you're stuck with me, bitch. Get used to it.
Mierda, malparido, hijo de-
Listen, who cares if some jagoffs got hurt? Most of them are ugly freaks.
And I love consistency. The dagger is still in the window button.
Look
The
around.
switch.
You got a bunch of fucking Harlequin babies down
You're
here.
one to talk.
Hey, this body is flawless. Everyone wants some of me, and I got the creepy fan letters to prove it.
God, this, like, this one clip is shown like those hyper detailed, realistic pictures, like from SpongeBob SquarePants and stuff like that. Because we've got the big bold lines, or like Ren and Stimpy, I believe, is another one that does it. There have been a few cartoons that do it, to be honest. But it has like the bold lines and the very bright, more detailed, more gradiated colors on Angel's hand, and then we have the incredibly gross, disgusting paper and Polaroid of a dude with an anti-angel dust tattoo, but holding an angel dust in a Sailor Scout uniform body pillow, which I would not be surprised if that actually existed.
That was really uncool, you know, Angel.
Uncool? After that train wreck, there is no way anyone is gonna want to stay at the hotel. All thanks to you and your selfish bullshit!
Does that?
Yep. And there's another scene where we don't actually get her mouth movements, and we're holding a lot of frames. So if this scene seemed a little bit off to anybody else, that's why. Because I don't know, you can probably hear my keyboard clicking, and that's how many frames there are. So yeah, there's 4 frames. And then like 3 frames of that one. So yeah.
Shit!
Does that mean I don't have a free room anymore? Ah, well, shucks.
Hey, come on. We don't know if things are over yet. Try to relax, Vaggie. It'll be okay.
And then again, a lot of like silhouettes and stuff tend to save time. And it also looks so fucking cool. See, not everything is only done to save time. Some of it is done for the actual aesthetics. Like in this case, them being shadowed out and only having their pink parts highlighted. Very like ominous as they're entering this rundown building. And we got lots of pictures of like Charlie and Lilith in the background. We got the concierge desk and so many. I wonder how they get helium in hell. I mean, she's the princess of hell. She can probably get whatever she needs. Except for staff, apparently.
Ugh.
And a working fridge.
It's probably a good idea to get some actual food in this place. You know, to feed all the wayward souls you got in here.
And it's interesting, again, like, a lot of different animators worked on this, so I'm not entirely sure, like, which scenes everybody got, but I have a feeling the person that did the scene just before this, didn't know what this scene's angle was going to be. Mainly because we can see in this previous section, like right before this. Sorry, I've got a ways to go. That the two beams are actually between Angel Dust, the fridge, and where Charlie's at an angle. And we don't really see Angel move, but again, we get another scene where a lot less animation and saved frames, so they can put more effort into later stuff. But now we get, like, those pillars are moved and the fridge is now across from Charlie. So there is a bit of lack of consistency in... Well, I'm not going to pretend like it is fully consistent in season 1 either. But it's little things like this that you don't tend to notice until you watch something through, like, multiple times.
Hey, Mom. I know I keep calling, and you must be busy. Really busy. But, the interview didn't go well, and I don't know if I'm going to make a difference. I don't know what I'm doing. I could really use some advice, Mom. I think Dad was right about me.
And the thing is I think this might have changed between the pilot and the actual series. I don't think the season 1 Lucifer has actually said anything disparaging to Charlie. He's maybe been discouraging of her idea to redeem sinners. But I don't think that he'd say anything negative about her as a person. Just from the vibes we get from actually meeting him in season 1. So I think that is one of the canon changes that has happened between the pilot and season 1.
Well, anyway, I'll stop talking before this gets long. Love you. Bye.
Like, and if you couldn't hear that, that was the da 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 in the background. And we also get prom Charlie with oh, what's his name? It's the son of Von Eldritch, I believe. Again, like lots of past lore and shit, and we've got likely her family with the Von Eldritch family up there in the upper picture as well. I know there are lots of people who have, like, gone through this with a fine-tooth comb and, like, highlighted these images and everything. So you can go to their stuff if you want more info on that.
Hello! Oh!
Hey, Baggy?
What?
The radio demon!
And we got, like, little pins of Charlie. I'm not sure who the singer is with the white hair. Slightly wondering, no, that probably wouldn't be Angel Dust and Drag, but it doesn't look like Lilith either. Then we've got a picture of Razzle and Dazzle.
Is at the door.
What?
Who?
What should I do?
Well, don't let him in.
May I speak now?
You may.
Alastor, pleasure to be meeting you, sweetheart. Quite a pleasure. Excuse my sudden visit, but I saw your fiasco on the picture show, and
Yep, now that is I'm pretty sure that's the Von Eldritch family. Oh, so that was, the older sister that got pissed off at Charlie during, an Inside Every Demon There's a Rainbow song. Lilith looks very interesting in that picture. Very different.
I just couldn't resist. What a performance! Why, I haven't been that entertained since the stock market crash of 1929. So many orphans.
And for those of you wondering, yes, Alastor's outfit has also drastically changed. Same with his hair. Like, not to an absolute extreme amount, but it has become a lot more refined and a lot less rounded. Again, likely to refine the art style as well as make it easier and quicker to draw for producing cartoons and animation.
Up right there! Cabrón, hijo de perra! I know your game, and I'm not gonna let you hurt anyone here!
And this image always makes me grin because Alastor's face looks so fucked up here. Like, I'm pretty sure they didn't mean to make the side of... Okay, Alastor's right, our left. Just look at how wide that is going up into his hair. Oh, I'm pretty sure it was supposed to curve, like, up towards his towards his eyebrows and eyeline, but instead they just went straight up. It makes it look so funny. Again, just like little things I've noticed after watching this so many times.
You pompous, cheesy talk show shitlord!
Dear, if I wanted to hurt anyone here, I would have done so already. Now, I'm here because I want to help.
Say what now?
Help! Hello? Is this thing on? Testing? Testing?
Well, I heard you loud and clear.
I do wonder in season 2 if since his microphone cane was broken by Adam, I wonder if we're gonna get to hear it talk and be pissed at him.
You want to help with...
This ridiculous thing you're trying to do. This hotel. I want to help you run it.
But... why?
Why does anyone do anything? Sheer
Absolute boredom.
I've lacked inspiration for decades. My work became mundane, lacking focus, aimless.
Gosh. Alastor is such an asshole to Vaggie in the pilot. I mean, he's still an asshole to Vaggie in season 1, but less of an asshole than he is in the pilot episode. He very much is, in the pilot, a bit of a sexist piece of shit. Just in how he treats Vaggie. Not so much, that we actually know for a fact he is, it's just the way he acts and stuff. Again, this was in 2019. So a lot of it is... God. A lot of it is, like, a bit more edgy humor and stuff that's not trying to be incredibly politically correct and stuff like that. But, yeah, just him treating Vaggie like shit for no reason.
I've come to crave a new form of entertainment.
Does getting into a fistfight with a reporter count as entertainment?
It's the purest kind, my dear. Reality, true passion.
And, like, we get... Oh, man, I hope I'm not wrong, but it feels like we get... Yeah. We get some instances where we get 1 frame per second during this little... Yeah, his arm is constantly moving, and this might just be switching between 1 and 2 frames to do the motion. But on and off, his actual animation of his face is also doing, like, by 2s and by 1s. So it's switching off, which is where we get, like, the smooth motion and the slight jitteriness. So
a
going to...
true passion. After all, the world is a stage, and the stage is a world of entertainment.
So, does this mean...
Oof, just the radio filter, so cool. But we get Lilith again with a... Apparently Lilith can change the way her horns appear, which doesn't really surprise me. Either that or it's part of her headdress. But Dampener.
Mean that you think it's possible to rehabilitate a demon?
Of course not. That's wacky nonsense. Redemption. Oh, the non-existent humanity. No. I don't think there's anything left that could save such loathsome sinners. The chance given was the life they lived before. The punishment is this.
Just look again. Look how cute the little chibi versions. I guess they're not really chibi, but they are distorted, smaller versions that are hyper simplified, and they're just so cute.
There is no undoing what is done.
So then...
And again, I think we're getting, like, more frames per second in some of the instances of Alastor talking. Yep.
Doing what is done.
So then, why do you want to help me if you don't believe in my cause?
Consider it an investment in ongoing entertainment for myself. I want to watch the scum of the world struggle to climb up the hill of betterment, only to repeatedly trip and tumble down to the fiery pit of failure.
Right.
Yes, indeedy. I see big things coming your way, and who better to help you than I?
So, what's the deal with Smiles over there?
Wait, you've never heard of him before? You've been here longer than me. The radio demon, one of the most powerful beings Hell has ever seen.
Not big on politics.
Ugh. Decades ago, Alastor manifested in Hell, seemingly overnight. He began to topple overlords who had been dominant for centuries. That kind of raw power had never been harnessed by a mortal soul before. Then, he broadcast his carnage all throughout Hell, just so everyone could witness his ability.
A lot of eldritch
Sinners
horror
started calling
bullshit
him
here.
The radio demon. As lazy as that is. Many have speculated what unimaginable...
And yeah, we get Valentino. Oh, I guess that is the overlord I was thinking that was standing in front of the TV station. But we also get what looks like Husker right behind Alastor here. We got Rosie, we got Velvet.
Force enabled him to rival our...
We got Zestiel. Not sure who the two-faced person is, but most of you, if you've watched Helluva Boss, at least up to the current stuff, you'll recognize Visago, which I believe he was considered an overlord before stuff got refined, and he is actually an Ars Goetia instead. So again, some of the stuff in this episode is no longer canon, and I believe that him being an overlord is no longer canon. Although I guess there's nothing that says you can't be an overlord as an Ars Goetia. I'm not sure if they can also deal in souls. I just know most lower Hellborn can't. And that it's usually only sinners that do.
The world's most ancient and destructive.
We got Zestiel, we got Zizi, we got Carmilla, and we got Vox.
But one thing's for sure. He's an unpredictable source of danger. A wicked spirit.
We get Husker again right there.
History. And a violent
someone
monster
mentioned
of
that
chaos,
Nifty
the
was
likes
somewhere
of which
around
we
here.
can't risk getting involved with unless we want to end up erased.
You done? He looks like a strawberry pimp.
He does. He does look like a strawberry pimp.
Well, I don't trust him.
To be fair, do you trust any man? Any men?
Men.
Charlie, listen to me.
And we got a beautiful picture of Charlie and Vaggie going to, it's not Lulu World. Oh man, it's basically Hellsy, I believe, like Hell's version of Disneyland. I'm not sure what ring it is in, but judging by the purpley pink sky, I'd say it's probably located in Sloth.
Can't believe this creep. He isn't just a happy face. He's a deal maker. Pure evil. He can't be redeemed. is most likely looking for a way to destroy everything.
I'm wondering if they changed from calling them deal makers to overlords for season 1. Maybe that is a change between the pilot and the more refined season. Deal maker does have an interesting ring to it, but overlord does have a higher sense of like importance and foreboding.
Thing we're trying to do.
We don't know that. Look, I
More
know
baby
he's bad,
Charlie and
I know
Lilith
he
in the
probably
background.
doesn't want to change, but the whole point of this is to give people a
Yeah, Lucifer isn't actually that tall in season 1, so that's another canon change. Either that or Lucifer is whatever height he feels like, which wouldn't surprise me. He can shapeshift. So maybe he just prefers to be fun size for a bit, or he is as small as he feels, which is also a possibility.
chance. Have faith, things will be better. How can I turn someone away? I can't. It goes against everything I'm trying to do, everything I believe in. Just trust me. I can take care of myself.
Charlie, whatever you do not make a deal with him.
And it's just interesting that right below the picture of them, we get them in reverse positions right below it. And within Alastor's grasp. Very good perspective.
Don't worry. I picked up one thing from my dad.
You don't
Well,
take
composition.
shit from other demons.
Okay, so now, you're sketchy as fuck, and you clearly see what I'm trying to do here as a joke. But I don't. I think everyone deserves a chance to prove they can be better, so I'm taking your offer to help. On the condition that there be no trickster voodoo strings attached.
So it's a deal then?
Nope, no shaking, no deals. As Princess of Hell and heir to the throne, I hereby order that you help with this hotel for as long as you desire.
Work here for as long as you feel like it. That's like, I wish I could have a job like that. Just pay me to do what I want. That would be fantastic.
Sound fair?
Fair enough.
And it is interesting because Alastor's design has changed from the moment we meet him to now. Because if you look at his design when he initially shows up, the red on his fingers are just his fingernails and it's only on the top parts. But now it's closer to his newer style where it's the, again, a lot of animation. If you watch my epic videos, I go over this. They will make it so fingers are more curvy at the tip and only do like 2 knuckles, like this knuckle and this knuckle, and they'll ignore this one right here. So like from this knuckle to the tip of his finger is just now entirely red. It's no longer just his fingernails is red. It's the entire top half of his finger is red. So, and you can also see like other small changes that are happening, likely due to time, who was animating it, what references they were given for the characters, etc. Again, this was a very ambitious indie pilot of a show where this, I can't think of another thing that had an indie pilot that became such a huge hit. Like, I know Critical Role and stuff, they had their Kickstarter, but they had hundreds, literally hundreds of hours of content and a well-established fan base at that point, before they became an animated series.
Cool beans.
Smile, my dear. You know you're never fully dressed without one. So where is your hotel staff?
Well...
Oh, you're going to need more than that. And what can you do, my effeminate fellow?
I can suck your dick. Ha! No.
I can suck your dick.
Ha! No.
Just that picture is so perfect. Right there. absolutely fantastic. I doubt anyone's actually given that offer to Alastor before by this point. So it does kind of break his brain a little.
Ha! No.
Your loss.
Well, this just won't do. I suppose I can cash in a few favors to liven things up. This little darling is nifty.
Hi, I'm Nifty.
And Nifty's design hasn't changed too much except for the details in the hair. A lot of the hair was simplified again, make animation easier, quicker to be able to draw it and animate it and so on and so forth. But she is still so cute. She still has like the poodle skirt and everything, which is great.
It's nice to meet you. It's been a while since I've made new friends. Why are you all women? Are there any men here? I'm sorry if that's rude. Oh man, this place is filthy. It really needs a lady's touch, which is weird because you're all ladies, no offense. Oh my gosh, this is awful. Nope, 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 nope.
Ha! Freedom and wheat, boys. Full.
Oh man, just all this craziness and Husker just like, oh, fuck.
Hell? What the fuck is this? You.
Ah, Husker, my good friend. Glad you could make it.
Don't you Husker me, you son of a bitch. I was about to win the whole damn pot.
Now, my question is why didn't he actually just get it? Why didn't Alastor just bring that with him?
Good to see you too.
Like, you
the
can
hell
still
do
see
you
it.
want with me this time?
My friend, I am doing some charity work, so I...
And I love how you can see, like, the cards falling out of his sleeves because he's a cheater. Well, not even his sleeves, really, but just his hands.
Want with me this time?
My friend, I am doing some charity work, so I took it upon myself to volunteer your services. I hope that's okay.
Are you shitting me?
No, I don't think so.
Again, a lot of what they did with Alastor, because this is the pilot, was over the top. A lot of extra sound effects and things. The radio filter was a lot harsher and everything with the pilot. Which a lot of that was toned back for season 1.
Thought it would be some kind of big fucking riot just to pull me out of nowhere? You think I'm some kind of fucking clown?
Maybe.
I ain't doing no
Still
fucking
one of my
charity
favorite.
job.
Well, I
favorite
figured
lines.
you would be the perfect face to man the front desk of this fine establishment. With your charming smile and welcoming energy, this job was made for you. Don't worry, my friend. I can make this more welcoming, if you wish.
What? You think you can buy me with a wink and some cheap booze? Well, you can.
Hey! No bar, no alcohol. This is supposed to be a place that discourages sin.
And we get angel dust disappearing off to the side, and then we hear the actual like footfalls and steps and everything as he rushes in.
Not some kind of
If you listen background.
brothel man cave.
Shut up! Shut
Yep.
up! We are keeping this. Hey,
Go fuck yourself.
only if you watch me.
Oh my gosh! Welcome to the Happy Hotel! You are going to love it here!
I lost the ability to love years ago.
So, what do you think?
This is amazing!
It's okay.
This is going to be very entertaining.
Like, oh, this is just adorable. And then he ruins it by just shoving Baggy off to the side. Well, Baggy pulls away and then he shoved her. Yep.
You have a dream you wish to tell.
And these outfits are so fucking cute.
And it's just laughable, but hey kid, what the hell? Cause you're one of a kind, a charming demon belle. Now let's give these burning fools a place to dwell. Take it, boys! Inside of every demon is a lost cause. But
And then we get like these two just Husker being pissed and Angel being like, yeah.
But we'll dress them up for now with just a smile. They will coronate them cesspool with some old redemption flair and show these simple.
Oh, what was that in the background? Was that Nifty just running around? Yep, it's just Nifty chasing a bug.
And show these simpletons some proper class and style. Oh, here below the ground, I'm sure your plan is sound. They'll spend a little time down at this Hazbin Hotel.
Well, well, well.
I love that his steampunk blimp has band-aids on it.
Look who it is harboring the striped freak. We meet yet again.
And again, they look so cute in their simplified little background forms.
And Alastor.
Do I know you?
Oh, yes, you do. And this time I have the element of surprise.
It was no longer surprise, Serpentious, when you announced your presence. It was no longer a surprise. You critically failed your surprise attack. Oh, and for those of you who haven't realized it by this point, I'm assuming you've seen the series and stuff by now if you're watching this, especially since this is a very long video. But for those of you who haven't realized it, Serpentious's name is a pun. Serpent. Shus. Serpent. Shus. For those of you who didn't know that.
I'm so evil.
Just ouch instead of a number. And just his eyes looking so crazy with like the signal waves and stuff, and he's got the X on his forehead from when he was shot. Again, lots of stuff I know from that may no longer be canon, who knows? But I know from the lore and such that's been discussed in live streams, on the wiki, and everything. But Alastor was shot in the head and mistaken for a deer while he was out burying a body. And that's one of the reasons that's like his death mark, that X on his forehead. And he just looks so cool right here. And everybody's just looking at what he did, and then slowly their eyes actually go to look at Alastor. Like, again, just such simple transition of information, and then the filter for the explosion is removed. So this scene, again, a lot more details and everything in it, because they are holding the frames for longer and animating a lot less in the actual scene.
Well, I'm starved. Who wants some jambalaya? My mother once showed me a wonderful recipe for jambalaya. In fact, it nearly killed her. You could say the kick was right out of hell. Oh, I'm on a roll.
Baggy's so happy that Charlie's happy, but as soon as Charlie looks away, Baggy frowns. Oh.
Yes, sir. This is the start of some real changes down here. The game is set. Now, stay tuned.
And then we had to wait 4 fucking years. But there was a pandemic and stuff, so honestly, I don't blame them. Vivian, yep, Andrea, Dave, Nichols, Jill Harris, Michael Kovac, Monica Franco, Edward Bosco, and Gabriel C. Brown as the singing voice. No, wait. Edward Bosco was the singing voice. Gabriel was the talking voice. If I either that or it's reversed. It probably actually said on that page, didn't it? Sorry, I'm going back. Okay, I'm guessing from the musical notes, Gabriel C. Brown was the singing voice and Edward Bosco was the regular voice of Alastor. Okay, voice direction. Okay, so this was before they got Richard Horvitz. Illustrators. Yeah, again, a lot of these people are both from Spindlehorse, and I believe they got a lot of indie animators as well to work on this. Lead animators. Animation. Oh, I might have been wrong. It doesn't look like Ross O'Donovan actually helped on this one. Gooseworks, yep. So they were already working alongside Gooseworks at this point. Oh, wait, there it is. Special thanks to Ross O'Donovan. Okay, so he did Richard Horvitz, Nathan Sharp, Tony Gill, or still, My Familia, Maritza, everyone who supported on Patreon for making this all possible. Okay, so this is where I thought Ross worked on this, is I saw this, and it's not actually in the credits, so he probably didn't actually do any of the animation for it, but it's part of the special thanks. And again, Richard Horvitz, so he probably did help out with something in this. And then, of course, he's the voice direction as well as the voice for Moxie and stuff in Helluva Boss, and I believe he's also the voice director for Hazbin Hotel. Thank you, each and every person who helped make this project happen. I never imagined when I started this pilot that it would become this grand or this realized. I cannot express the joy it has been to work with so many amazing talents from all over the connected world. To everyone who took it as seriously as I did and followed me into this crazy, chaotic world from the bottom of my heart, thank you all. Viv. And then we got the after credit scene.
Now will you shoot me with your ray gun?
Even the hat is tired of this shit. But yeah, animation is basically not so much a technical implement as the expression of the spirit behind it. To see that spirit goes into your shooting must be your overriding ambition. Lot Reniger. Anyways, that is my commentary review and total geek out over Hazbin Hotel. Oh man, this video is long. Anyway, if you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, do all the fun things. And join me for the next one. The next video will be, depending on how long it is, either the first episode or the first 2 episodes of Season 1. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!